3.
Good morning and welcome to the Saturday art class in beautiful downtown Waynesville. We're here at the Haywood County Art Council Gallery. So you might see some pictures in the background of some of our artists exhibit. And this month it happens to be the members exhibit, so come and see us. Anyway, today we're going to talk about paper mache. And I'm going to show you the simplest of things. It's an old art craft that's been around forever. And look at all the fun you can have with it. Every age likes it, including my age. So on the table, you'll see a couple of different items I've made. Some little birds that have wire legs, so whatever you have around the house, you might incorporate in one of your designs. Here's a little cardinal that's ready to be painted with his little tuft here. And if you want to make some fruit or vegetables, sometimes they just don't, it's too early for them. They don't want to stand up yet. So here's an apple that's ready to go. And I have actually put a little rock in this, wrapped paper around it, then put the masking tape over it. And now I'm going to do a little bit more paper mache. And the reason for the rock is so it stands like I want it to and doesn't topple over. Same thing with the onion. It actually has a little flat bottom with the rock inside there. And then this is supposed to be the onion peel. So I've got my model right here. Thought I had cooked that onion, but as a matter of fact, it's still around. And then when I finish painting it, I'm gonna add this little bit of string on it to give the idea of the roots. So for Christmas, we're thinking about doing some ornaments. So here's a little fish that's a paper mache item. Here's a cow. You can never have too many cows. So this guy just started out with wire. Then I decided it needed a body, so I gave it a body. Then the poor thing didn't have a head. So I put some tape around a little piece of paper, and then I'm gonna put some paper mache on that. So you can just use a small rock of any size. Now, we're gonna go through the materials and then the process. And this is how simple it is. This is just a rather small bowl that I've wrapped in plastic. I put the tape across here just to hold it a little snugger there. So that's what we're gonna do, and just turn it upside down. And I wanted to show you, I have made this twice. And if you can see the light, this is just one layer. This is the same size from the same mold, but 2 layers. So actually, it would be good if you made 3 layers. That would give it more sturdiness. So here we go. Here are the materials. First of all, be sure to wear old clothes and your apron and have a plastic cover, because this is messy, but that's part of the fun of it. So all you need are some newspapers, some school glue, if any kind will do, and some water. And I work about half and half. And then a shallow bowl, just mix it up. So I just keep my paper mache in this little container and then pour it in here. And then you just need the spoon, the small bowl, upside down, and you can either use aluminum foil to cover the bowl or plastic. Okay, now we're ready to have the fun. So here is the process. You tear newspaper from the top in about 1-inch pieces. And you don't want to cut it with scissors because it will adhere to the form better if it's torn. And this is one of the skills when I was teaching kindergarten. There was an important skill, just tearing paper. So, see, it's still so much fun. And if you want to, when you look at some of the videos on YouTube, you'll see that depending on what the person was making, they might just cut their strips in smaller pieces to fashion on their bowl. So that's what we're going to do. And as I mentioned, we mix the glue and the water about half and half. and then you dip the strips in the mixture and you just slide it through your fingers, which I'm getting ready to do. You cover the entire outside and bottom of the bowl, and then you let it dry completely. And it's been rather rainy here, so I just left it at night under the fan in the art room, and bingo, it was all ready to go in the morning. So here we are. So we'll start with some of these pieces. So I'm just gonna totally submerge this piece of paper in the mixture and then just slide it down. Okay, and then I'm gonna just start here, and I'm gonna leave it just a little ways from the very edge there. So this one's a little bit long on that side. So I'm just gonna smooth it down, and I'll just put this piece right here. And that's all there is to it. You just keep working at it until you get everything covered. So I'm gonna do some strips this way and then the other way. I have a wonderful platter that a friend of ours brought when they came to visit last year. And my husband and I were looking at it and we said, oh my goodness, it's made of paper mache. I think it's from Indonesia, and it has a great looking chicken painted on it. But it's so lightweight and it's about this big, and so just let your imagination run with it, and you're gonna come up with all kind of good ideas. One of my cousins made a soccer ball out of his paper mache project, and a granddaughter made a sushi roll. It was a giant sushi roll. But this is all there is to it. And there's just something so wonderful about making something, using your hands, and like wet clay, making sculptures or trays or whatever. So when I finish with this, and it's really good and dry, I'm gonna get my acrylic paints out and paint them. So that will give it a little bit more of a sturdy feel too. Now you see it's kind of puckering up here, but if you just go back around and kind of mash it down, and then when you go to the second, so this was the first bowl, this has 2 layers, and when I finish, I'll eventually have 3 layers on all of them. Okay, so that's about all there is to this wonderful project. Please give it a try and let us know how it works, and come back and see us.